I like to develop and try out new ideas for useful tools and applications for my Swiss Army knives. And as I saw the idea we want to talk about today on the picture the first time, I was fascinated. It was immediately clear for me that I have to try out this idea on my own knives, that I can find out if this works or not. Hello YouTube! Welcome to another Swiss Army Knife workshop video. In this series I show you maintenance and customization tricks for your Swiss Army knife. On my YouTube channel I have already shown you different ideas how you can give an additional function or additional use to your Swiss Army knife. For example, the ball bearing in the scale of a Swiss Army knife. You can use it as bearing block for bow drill. Or the hook plate you can make on the can opener. Or the spoon carving tool I made out of the bottle opener. Or the fire striker on your Swiss Army knife. The links for these videos you find in the description box below. And now I will talk about the idea I want to show you today. And this idea is to integrate a spirit level on the scale of your Swiss Army knife. Do you know this feeling when someone shows you something new and you think, oh my God, why didn't I have this idea already a long time ago? And exactly this was my reaction. That's why I contacted Markus Tara. Markus is a very creative member of the German custom knife scene. And I asked him if he would agree if I make a video about his idea. Thanks a lot, Markus, for your consent. The idea is to place a spirit level, or rather a circular bubble level, in the scale of a Swiss Army knife. I think they are also called dragonfly in English. So I went on search in the internet for a dragonfly level with a diameter about 8 or 10 millimeters. And it was not that easy, so it took a while until I found these ones on Amazon. This is a 10 millimeter dragonfly level with a high about 6 millimeters, and they cost about $1 each. And I was a little bit disappointed as they arrived, because I thought that they are glow in the dark because of the yellow color, but they aren't. But for me it was absolutely clear that this dragonfly level should also have the function as glow-in-the-dark point. That's why I ordered this glow-in-the-dark paint. Later I found out that it would be much cheaper to buy a glow-in-the-dark nail polish. And now I'll show you step by step how I integrate this dragonfly level into the scales. So this trick works the best on 111mm models like this or this. But if you have a corkscrew, the corkscrew is slightly protruding. I don't know if you can see that. And that's why, if you have a corkscrew, you have to insert the dragonfly level on this side. Here with a Phillips, doesn't matter. And the 111mm models are flat in this direction and in this direction, so they are quite stable. That's perfect. 91mm models are just flat in one direction, just like this. In this direction, they are a little bit round. It works, but not perfect. And the same with the corkscrew. The corkscrew is a little bit protruding. That's why you have to insert the lens on this side. The Ranger grips are a nightmare. Forget it. And here are the aluminium layer is too flat, and the rivets are a little bit protruding, so it doesn't really work well on Alox models. That's why I will show you the trick on a 111mm model. So I would say the biggest problem if you make this modification is that this dragonfly level have a thickness about 6 mm, and the scale of a 111 mm or the scale of a 91 mm has a thickness about 3.5 mm. So that means you have to sand down at least 2 mm, that you have a thickness from the dragonfly level about 4 mm. So in this case, the dragonfly level is protruding 0.5 mm over the handle, but this is okay for me. And of course, you have to sand down the dragonfly level very parallel, so that the bubble is still accurate in the center. So as you can see, the dragonfly level is still accurate. Next step is to stick it face down on an adhesive tape, and now I color it with this glow-in-the-dark paint. So now I put the knife into hot water for 3 or 4 minutes. The water is maybe 60 degrees, and this makes the plastic a little bit softer, and this has the advantage: if you remove the scales, you should have less abrasion around the rivet heads. During the drying process, I take away the scale from the Swiss Army knife, and after I make the hole. So as you can see, with this trick, with the hot water, I can remove the scale without any residues around the rivet heads. So next step is to determine where I want to make the hole exactly. So I would say something like this. So now I have the center. So the next step is to make the 10 mm hole, and I do this with such a step drill and not with a normal 10 mm drill, because here you have the danger that he hooks in, and this has happened here. Can you see that? So, and here is the danger much less that he hooks in. So, meanwhile, the glow-in-the-dark color is dried. Now I press the dragonfly level into the scale, like this. If the lens doesn't clamp enough, you can glue it on the aluminium layer. So now I'll remount the scale. Voila. I would say that's perfect. And now let's check if the spirit level shows if something is not totally horizontal. That works perfect. Super. And now I demonstrate you the glow in the dark effect. Super, that works well. So my friends, this is for sure not the most accurate spirit level you have ever seen in your life, but at least you can measure if something is level or not. And you have a glow in the dark point. Yes! So that's it for today. I hope you like this little project as I do. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and see you next Friday. Ciao!